Hello, congratulations on the purchase of your Salem Hemisphere. My name is Russ. I'm going to do an orientation video with you today. Along with this email are a couple video links to some maintenance videos. I do encourage you to watch those as well. We'll get started with your orientation right here in the front. So you do have a light here. You have vents on both sides for your batteries. Currently have one battery in here. You can always add a second one if you wanted to. Spare tires in the front, and you do have some storage up here. Right next to your compartment door are your controls for your landing gear, so extend and retract with that button. Nice and easy to do. Go around to the side here. This first door is your 30-pound propane tanks. You have your regulator right here. There is a notch on this regulator that's pointing towards the tank that you're using. So once this tank goes empty, just simply turn this, open my valve. I can use this tank while this one gets filled. Storage compartment here, 50 amp power cord, 25 feet long. You have a tool here. It's going to be used for stabilizer jacks. For your electric stabilizer jacks. Inside your compartment you also have your inverter. So that box right there, that is your inverter that makes it so you can run your refrigerator off of 12 volts. So if you're not plugged in, just turn that on and your refrigerator will continue to run off your batteries. Then you have your water system here. Starting at the top, this is a black tank flush. I'll go over that in just a few minutes. You do have a push button light here. It's push in the center. Outdoor shower, so hot and cold water. Nice shower head here. City water connection, fresh water fill. So city water connection, you're just going to hook a hose up to here, and then you're going to pressure from that hose throughout your camper. So full hookup camping. I do recommend to use a water pressure regulator while you're connected with your city water. Anything over 50 psi, you could burst your lines. That will help prevent that from happening. City water connection, if you're going to fill your freshwater tank, hook a hose to that, fill your freshwater tank, then remove that hose, and then you'll turn your water pump on, and that water pump will create the pressure drawing from your freshwater tank throughout your camper. So you're going to use that when you're rustic camping. You have a water heater bypass valve here. So right now is up and down, it is in bypass mode. If I want to use my water heater, I put it on normal mode. But right now it's bypassed because it is winterized. To winterize, this is your hose to do that if you want to use antifreeze. So all you do is put this hose into the antifreeze, open this valve up, turn your water pump on, and it will draw this antifreeze up throughout your camper. So all you have to do is go through each spot that runs water, turn one valve on at a time until antifreeze comes out. And then you're winterized. Right here, inputs for cable or satellite. And then your hoses can all go right through this little hole here so you can close your doors. So we'll get back to that black tank flush here in a second. Right down here is a black handle and a gray handle. Everything's going to come out from right there. So just hook your wastewater hose up there. Other end goes to the septic. You're going to pull this black handle first. That is your toilet. That's your black tank. Let that empty out. And then you can pull this gray handle. And then there's another gray handle right there. So you have two grays and one black. Once all three tanks are empty, close those grays up, leave the black open. And then you're going to hook a hose up to your black tank flush. Turn that on. It's going to be like an upside down sprinkler system, and your black tank's going to flush it out for you and clean it. So let that run for a few minutes or until you're satisfied it's clean enough. Then remove the hose from here. Close your black valve, and then remove your wastewater hose, and you're all done with that. If you're going to empty, sorry about that. If you're going to empty your freshwater tank, you have a drain right there sticking down there. Just open that up. That will empty your freshwater tank. Alright, next to that is your water heater. This water heater is gas or electric. It is a metal tank Instead of your tank corroding, this anode rod will corrode instead. So over time you'll have to replace this because it's going to get all eaten up and chewed up. But this is also your plug. So you're going to put it right in here when you're ready to use it, tighten that up, and then you're ready to fill it. So you just turn your water heater bypass into normal mode, turn your water on, it will start filling your water heater. You do want to make sure your water heater is full before you turn it on. One way to do that is to pull on this relief valve right here. If you get a solid stream of water coming out, you know it's full. Also, you could turn on the hot side of any of your sinks. As long as you get a solid stream of water coming out, you know it's full. Once you know your water heater is full, you can turn it on right here. That turns the electric portion of your water heater on. And inside on the control panel, which I'll show you in a bit, is the switch to turn the gas portion of your water heater on. So you can run gas or electric, or you can run both gas and electric at the same time, and you'll actually get more hot water faster. It's more efficient. If you need to drain your water heater, just pull your anode rod out, and it will drain right from here. So all electronic ignite, so all you have to do is make sure there's water in it and then turn on the switch. Make it pretty easy, but it's very important to make sure there's water in it first. Otherwise, you turn the electric on, you're going to burn the element and your electric portion will not work. Right here's your furnace vent. This does get very hot, so try not to block it or put anything in front of it that could melt. Go back here. This is where your 50 amp power cord hooks up to. I do highly recommend to use a 50 amp surge guard while you're plugged in at the parks. You never know when you're going to get a surge going through there. Everybody's on the same power grid, so that's going to help protect your camper. Right here is the vent that goes over your stovetop. So there's a little flap right here that needs to be open if you want it to vent outside. Otherwise, if you're not using it, you can snap this closed and then bugs won't get in there. So that tool is actually going to be used for a couple things. Right here is one. So if your rear stabilizers were to fail, you can manually crank them right there using that tool in the front compartment. And it's also going to be used to bring your slides in if they were to fail. So right there, that's how you're going to crank the slide in on the opposite side. So there's going to be spots to do your slides. And there's a little hole here, that's what that's for. You can store your wastewater hose right in your bumper. Just take this cap off, throw your hose in there, put the cap back on. And then you have a spot here for your license plate. You are pre-wired for an observation or backup camera. So if you were to purchase one of those, that's where it would go. You have your hitch on the back. And you have a ladder here so you can get up there and do your maintenance. Right around the corner, this is where your control is for your rear stabilizers. So just hold that down. Stabilizers will go up and down. So once they're all the way down, you just put a little bit of pressure on them and it'll help it not be so bouncy while you're walking around inside. These are used just for stabilizing, not for leveling. They will not support the weight, so just for stabilizing. You do have electric awnings on here. One on your slide and one on the side of the camper here. Do have lights on there as well. Your stairs, solid steps stairs here. Make sure your door is all the way open before you bring them up or down. If you don't, this right here will catch on your screen door and damage your door. So make sure your door is all the way open. These will just snap into the door frame here. Just like that. Now I can close my door over top of it. If you need to adjust the legs, you can just simply pull up on them or push on here to drop them down. So adjust the legs where you need them to be. And then the first time you bring these stairs down or you adjust the legs, close your door very slowly, making sure there's a gap here. Otherwise, your door will hit your steps and damage your door. Compartment here for storage, and also you have your mini fridge in here. So this is electric only, so you have to be plugged in for this to work. You have another outlet right there as well. You can have TV out here. This is an output for cable or satellite. A couple plugs, and then you have outdoor speakers out here as well. Your doors are held up with magnets. You do have the slam latches on there. And then in this bag you have electrical adapters, 10-foot wastewater hose, 25-foot freshwater hose, bottle opener in here, another push button light, and then this light switch is for those front cap lights. So you have those lights there in the front that turns those on and off. And your battery disconnect is also in here. So this right here, if you turn this key, it turns all 12 volt off to your camper, and you can actually remove the key. So you want it in the on position if you want your battery to charge. So if you're plugged into shore power or your truck, you have to have that in the on position for it to charge. And then of course your inverter we went over, but there's your on and off button right there. You have a spot, tie a pet up. And then right here you can also use that tool to manually crank your front jacks up, your front legs there. This is solar ready, so if you have a portable solar panel, you can plug it in here and it will trickle charge your battery. And I believe that's everything on the outside. So we are going to head inside next. Alright, just inside your door you have your control panel here. Up top you can see how full your tanks are. Your freshwater tank is empty, battery's full. Black 1 is empty. Black 2 will always read empty because you have one black tank, not two, so black 2 is not connected with anything. You do have gray 1 empty, gray 2 is empty, and this auxiliary will also read empty all the time because it's not hooked to anything. That would be a third gray tank. They use these panels on other campers too, so those will always read empty. But as these other tanks fill, the lights will light up so you know how full they are. You have your water pump right here, so if you use your freshwater tank, just turn that on. Water heater, this is to turn the gas portion of your water heater on. So once it's filled, make sure your gas is open, flip that on, it will light up on its own. You do have a tank heater, so your freshwater tank, if it will not freeze if you turn that on. It's like having a heating pad on it. So if you're a late season camper, you're afraid it might get too cold, just turn that on. And then you have lights, various lights here. Inside lights and outside light as well. One of your two awnings right here, so just hold that button down till your awning is all the way out or all the way in. Now when you take your awnings out, they do not stop automatically when they get to the end, so you do want to pay attention to when that valance falls at the end, the extra material. Once that falls, let go of the button, because if you keep pushing it, it's going to keep winding. It's going to end up coming back towards the camper, winding your awning upside down. And you can stretch your awning out, so do be careful of that. And then you have 3 of your 4 slide out controls here. So you have this one's your kitchen slide, this one's the bunkhouse slide, and this one's your dinette slide, or your table and chair slide. Your bedroom slide, the switch is in the bedroom itself. So just hold those buttons down until they go all the way in or all the way out, and you'll hear that clicking sound. You'll know it's all the way out. Another light switch here is just for those lights, and then this is for your second awning. So it works the same as the first awning. Right next to that you have 2 thermostats. One of them is for one of your air conditioners and your heat. So this first one will run your heat. The second one will only run the second air conditioner. So if you push on this bottom button, I'll do this one. So that was off, just keep pushing it. There's my fan, couple different speeds. There's my air conditioner, and then it should go off. Yep. And for this one, after air conditioner, it'll say heat, and then it will go off. So you just run through all of those. And then you can set your temperature. That first number is your actual temperature, and then you push this, that's your set temperature. Below that is a switch to turn your ceiling fan on. So it turns that fan on right there. Then you can adjust the speeds with the string on there, and also turn your light on and off with that. Below your controls by the floor is your fuses and your breakers. So everything is labeled in here for you. But if fuse goes out, an LED light will light up next to the bad one. So you can quickly identify it, and you can see that light right through the window there. Good storage throughout. Your refrigerator, 12-volt refrigerator. Controls for to cool it down are right there for your temperature. So you can run that while you're going down the road. Just make sure your battery disconnect is turned on so your battery will charge as you're going. Standard turntable microwave. You have your light here and your fan, so make sure that's open on the outside so it vents out. Then you have extra counter space here. Otherwise, flip this up to use your stovetop. And to turn it on, you're going to put it on the flame. You're going to turn your igniter till it lights up. This igniter has arrows on it. Turn it to the right only. You just turn it as many times as you need to until it lights up. And your oven, same thing, except you're going to push this button in and hold it while you turn the igniter. And then you hold it in until that pilot light stays lit. You have a light here, and then an oven light as well. Be sure you put this down before you travel because this will break. Alright, and then your entertainment center here. You have your TV, stereo below it. Turn that on. This has indoor and outdoor speakers.
Are free.
This is Bluetooth.
Let's go to Candace.
So it shows A and B are both on. Just push the A and B right here to turn them on and off. So A is inside, B is outside.
Free, Candace. In-home
Here's your
water
Bluetooth,
test
disc,
for free.
FM,
See more
AM.
about your
So
water
just
and how to make it
kind of like a car
better with
stereo,
Candace. And
except for this one will play DVDs and this TV here.
Let us help you out.
Below your stereo is your fireplace. Nice space heater. So power button, all your buttons are right here. This will change your flames. This will change your rocks. And this will do your 0, low, or high heat. And then you have a timer on here as well. Goes up to 9 hours. So it does put off some good heat right here. But that is electric only. USB charging ports on both sides of the couch and plugs. You have a trifold sofa here, so you do have a bed here as well. Just remove the cushions off the back. They're just Velcroed on there. You're going to lift up on the very front here in the center and then pull towards you. Drop the legs on both sides. And now the back will fold forward. Just like that. Nice extra bed. You have storage underneath if you want. Comes out real easy. Goes back easy. Just did that with one hand. So you have an extra bed for any guests. If you don't want them to stay, just don't tell them it's a bed. And then your recliners. You do have USB charging port inside there. Cup holders. And then on the sides here you have these little handles. You're going to pull up on that and that will bring the legs out. If you double tap on the sticker, turns the light on. Looks like push button lights here. Table and chairs. Your chairs do have some storage under them. You have your leaf right here. You do want to make sure this is down before you bring your slides in. Otherwise that could hit your island there. And then on your island you have a carbon monoxide LP detector. As long as that green light's on, you're good to go there. Any vents you see along the floor, that's your heat. Any vents you see in the ceiling are your air conditioner. Smoke detector, 9-volt battery. Head up here into the bedroom area. So you have nice room in here. There's a light switch right inside the door. This does go up and latch. And that's how I would have it when you're traveling. I would have this up in that position, because otherwise it just sits here and bounces. Could rip those out of the wall eventually. You do have your couch here. This is a jackknife style, so just lift it up in the front and it will go down into a bed. Just like that. You do have storage underneath. TV can go right here. I would use a stud finder, find the right spot, and there's your hookups for it. Ladder for your loft. Just bring that out, just like that. And then up here, a lot of room up here. Push button lights. to the bathroom. You do have a fan up top. You can open and close it right here. And then you have, oh, this one has a switch down here. So a little controller, on and off. And it has a light around it, which is pretty cool. GFCI plug there. And then for travel, you want to make sure you have this latched into place. So you could latch it either way. So you have a latch here if you want it on this side. Otherwise you have that latch there, and it keeps it nice and secure for travel. Your toilet is a foot pedal flush, so halfway down brings water in, all the way down will flush. You have your slide right here, so you have a lot of extra space in here because of that slide. Storage under the bed. Air conditioner in here. So both your air conditioners, if you want to dump the air down to cool it off quicker in this area, you can open these up, otherwise close these, and you'll have more pressure through your vents. You have filters in both your air conditioners. You can take out, clean, and reuse. And then right inside your door, this is your controls for your slide, and then your light switch here. You do have USB charging ports and a plug. Latches here for travel. Washer dryer prep, so if you ever wanted one, it's there. Otherwise you have a lot of good storage in here. And more USB charging ports, and of course you can have a TV in here as well. There's a backer in here, again use a stud finder. And then up here, this is for your antenna booster. So that green light needs to be on if you want local channels. That turns your antenna on. Otherwise turn that off if you're connected with cable or satellite. Your antenna is stationary, so there's nothing you have to do with that. You don't have to crank it up or down. And I believe that is everything. Yeah, it looks like that's everything. So if you have questions when you come to pick up, just write them down. We'll be happy to answer them. We want to thank you for purchasing at TerryTown. We do appreciate your business, and congratulations.